You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I've got your 2-week spoilers. November 25th through December 6th. Jordan is targeting Claire and Ian wants Mariah, and it's all about to get so messy. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt. Let's dive right in. If you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. On Monday, the 25th of November, Phyllis is super glad that Nick saved her from being burnt to a crisp, but she's less than pleased that he's making excuses for why Sharon murdered Heather, framed Daniel, and ran her off the road. And of course, we all know she only did one of those 3 things. Phyllis's memory clears up, and she remembers Sharon texting her to come over and decides she was luring her with intent to kill. It's kind of a leap, but it's Phyllis. And by the end of Monday, she also seems to recall it wasn't Sharon's car, but I don't think she's going to tell anybody. Michael stops by to check on Phyllis and gets a heaping helping of rage from his bestie, who's furious that he's defending Sharon. Phyllis threatens to end their friendship over it, but Michael is unmoved because that's his job. Fresh off of his unpleasant chat with Phyllis, we'll see Nick telling Mariah and Faith that she accused their mom of luring her to her death with texts that night. When Nick says the text came in around 6 p.m., Faith is going to reveal that Sharon didn't have her phone on her, and they were actually looking for it at Crimson Lights. The 3 of them try to figure out if the time is off or one of the ladies is lying. I'm sure that once Chance gets both their phones, it will look bad for Sharon, especially if Jordan was smart enough to park near Crimson Lights when she was sending those texts so it would ping on the cell tower nearby to make Sharon seem like a liar. Billy and Sally enjoyed dinner after working up quite an appetite doing the deed upstairs, and Adam quickly figures out they've been intimate. Victor is annoyed that Adam is throwing a mini fit about them hooking up, and after his son storms out, the mustache stops by to prod Billy about his Chancellor firing. However, Victor does not mind Billy dating Sally because it gets them out of the way of Adam reuniting with Chelsea. But Billy and Sally just want Adam and Victor to go away so they can enjoy a Newman-free evening. Sharon is very concerned that Esther doesn't want to be alone with her at Crimson Lights because she is a confessed killer, but Esther's very polite, still very concerned, and definitely hopes Sharon gets some help. And speaking of help, Adam stops by the coffee shop later and offers that to Sharon in whatever form she needs. Of course, Nick won't like that. He doesn't even want Sharon's name in Adam's mouth. And speaking of Nick, he texts Sharon to schedule a chat about those pesky texts sent to Phyllis from her phone. On Tuesday, November 26th, Billy snaps at Jill about her selling to Victor. He is still quite salty. Hopefully, he's not going to trigger a heart an incident of any sort with her. With all this talk about Snapper treating her condition, wouldn't it be great if we got a Hasselhoff cameo? I would be so down for that. Nikki can't wait to take control as Chancellor CEO, and the family finds out Victor got it for her. Presumably, they're going to tell the rest of the family at Thanksgiving with the family stopping by. Nick and Adam, of course, already know, and I just wonder how long until Nikki asks Claire to come work for her. And over at the Abbotts, Jack wants some family togetherness for the holidays, starting with getting closer to Kyle again. Claire has advised her boyfriend to put aside his anger at his parents, and I'm sure the co-CEO of Jabot job offer that Diane is pressing Jack to make would help, but Kyle's daddy is not certain he's ready for that after the way he has behaved. Very spoiled, very entitled, and actually stealing from Jabot. Wednesday, November 27th, Thanksgiving Day in Genoa City. Over at the ranch, Nick is flying solo. Chelsea and Adam are there with Connor. Victoria and Cole are there with Claire. And Victor and Nikki are toasting everyone who's gathered. Looks like Claire is probably going to divide her Thanksgiving between the Newmans and the Abbotts because she has scenes at both the new ranch house and also with Kyle over at the Abbott mansion. And, maybe her heading over to the Abbotts to spend part of the day there is what inspires Victor to warn Claire against Kyle, which he does on Wednesday. But I don't know how far he's going to get with his granddaughter because she's kind of miffed at him over his cutthroat behavior. Jack wants Diane home for the holidays since their breakup was a fake out, but Ashley and Tracy's jaws drop when she shows up at the door. There will definitely be some drama at dinner, and Jack makes it clear to Ashley, no, you can't toss my wife out the door. Amy is spending the holidays with Nate since she's broke, and he is close to relenting on finding her son, his half-brother Damien, for her. Amy wants to make sure that he's okay that she's there and it's not going to impact his decision making. So I'm also wondering how it's going to go. When Audra stops by, she'll meet Amy, and she is already skeptical and worried that this woman is using her honey Nate. I'm enjoying Nate and Audra, by the way. Thursday, November 28th, NFL on Thanksgiving. No new Y&R. Friday, college football the day after Turkey Day. No new Y&R. Going into the week of December 2nd through the 6th, obviously with a short week of episodes for Thanksgiving. Everybody's going to be ready to see more, and hopefully we're going to see that first week of December fast paced to make up for this. We're going to see some of what Jordan and Ian have planned. Ian is quite upset to find out Sharon is not all alone like he wants. Remember, he told Jordan, get into one of your little costumes and go lurk. And of course, Jordan is probably not going to want to report back that she has failed, and family is rallying around her. But his greater target is Mariah. And if you don't know why, be sure to check back here tomorrow. I'm doing a special video on Ian's twisted history with Mariah, Sharon, and the Newmans to refresh your memory or catch you up on the past if you weren't watching back then. Jordan, meanwhile, is quite salty that Claire is fitting in with the Newmans like she's a missing puzzle piece. Victoria and Cole rallied around her. Her half-siblings, Johnny and Katie, accepted Claire. So did Victor and Nikki against all odds. Jordan is not going to stand for it, and the sabotage starts very soon. As Phyllis is out of the hospital, she remains in a rage that Sharon still has defenders, namely Nick and Michael. Watch for Phyllis to lose her temper on Summer's dad, which may affect Nick's relationship with his oldest daughter, because Phyllis can usually sway Summer her way. Remember what she did to Kyle and Summer's marriage. She might be having that kind of effect on Summer and her dad's relationship. Billy is happy to finally have Sally all to himself in bed and out, but will his lust for revenge against Victor dampen Sally's desire for Billy? I mean, that was one thing about Adam that Sally never liked, and she may not like it anymore in Billy, but Adam doing dirty deeds to Billy on Victor's behalf might make her a little more lenient where Billy is concerned. Diane and Jack are happily reconciled, but there's still the matter about Kyle and any future role of his at Jabot that is still up for debate. Billy may keep pressing about a job back at Jabot, but maybe Sally might take Victor's snarky comment to heart that he makes on Monday about her hiring him, and maybe she'll find out if they could find a place for Billy at Marquette with her. That could be fun. And Glissade is apparently some sort of ticking time bomb, and that's why Victor handed it over to Diane, so there's more to come on that. And thanks to everybody who commented to remind me Lily's last guy was Daniel. I had said the other day, who had she dated somebody after Billy, and it wasn't coming to me. And I literally think I blocked Daniel from my brain out of sheer rage. I was so inflamed that he cheated on Lily that I think I just had PTSD about it. Not that he deserves to be framed for murder as karma, but, you know, Lily does need a decent guy in her life. And Josh Griffith said that when they bring on Nate's half-brother, it's a double handsome whammy twist. And somebody here in the comments suggested maybe Sean Dominic could play both roles. And I think that would be super interesting if they really differentiated them, like Damien had a little bit of a beard, maybe some tats, an edgy vibe. I think that would be pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.